Hello, thank you for watching today. My name's Sarah and you're watching my channel, Your True Shelf. And I'm afraid I think I actually clash with my curtains a little bit because I'm wearing a green hoodie with a different shade of green in the curtains and I'm filming in a different place. So hopefully that won't be too distracting to watch. So today, after I made my video last week about different ideas for the channel, I decided to do a little series which we'll see how it goes called Mama and. So today I'm going to be doing Mama and reading. So lots of people ask me, how do I find time to read whilst being a mum? So I thought that I would talk about that today. My friend Rikshi asked me first and she said if I answer this question to give her a mention, so I am doing so. Hello. So I thought what I'd do is I would talk about sort of a typical day and how I might be able to squeeze a little bit of reading time into a busy day. So I watched other YouTubers videos about how they get to have sort of whole weekends just reading, or whole morning in bed, or you know, a long bath and reading and stuff. And so I thought I'd sort of paint what my life looks like. So basically, I am up, or children are up early, so usually we're up by 6:30, work day or no work day. And then, so obviously once the children are awake, we're concentrating on getting dressed, having breakfast, that kind of thing, and then getting ready for school, or getting ready for work, or getting ready for nursery, or getting ready for all three. So that's a very busy time, so definitely no chance for reading. If it's one of my days off work, then when my daughter is at school and my little boy has a nap, that normally goes on for sort of an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's a potential time where I can get some reading done. So obviously I have lots of other things to be doing in that time. So like getting lunch ready, thinking what I'm going to make for tea, doing a bit of housework, getting through all the washing which piles up all the time. So I'll probably do some reading then. I often film a YouTube video then if I can. And then so I might get maybe half an hour's reading time or something in that time. Then once my little boy's up, again, no chance for reading. Then tend to have lunch, and then we may well do something in the afternoon with like one of our friends, or obviously then I'll have to be at school for 3:00 to pick my daughter up. Once they're home, or once she's home from school, they tend to both be a little bit tired by then, so they tend to watch a bit of TV while I get tea ready. Sometimes I'll do a bit of reading while I'm cooking and trying to change channels on the TV and pass snacks and all that sort of thing. So like if I'm making something where I have to wait for something to be cooking for a few minutes, I might have my book with me in the kitchen and read a little bit whilst I'm standing stirring something, or waiting for my pasta to cook, or whatever it is. So I try and sneak in a little bit of time then. And then again, it's like bath time, story time, bedtime. By the time I've done all that, it's somewhere around, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 7:30 normally. And then I'll have to have a shower myself. So then it's not, like by the time I've faffed about with everything, it's normally about 8. If I've been at work, I probably haven't had my tea by this point, so by the time I've had my tea and everything, it's probably about 8:30. And if it's a day when I've been off and I have had my tea, then I've got a bit more time in the evening. So then that's my time when I tend to read the most. So between sort of 8:30 and 9:30, 10 is where I tend to get my reading in. However, this is scuppered at the moment because we've got Tuesdays, we've got Bake Off, Wednesdays is The Apprentice, Saturdays Strictly, and normally I don't really watch any TV, but I really do love all three of those programmes. So that's 3 nights of the week down. One night of the week I often go out to the cinema, 4 nights down. So yeah, at the moment I'm not getting masses of reading time. So that's when I tend to do most of my reading. Occasionally, well, I always take my book with me wherever I go, in the hope in the hope I might sneak a few minutes. So I always take it to work with me. I reckon I've read about 1 page in the last year at work, but I'm ever hopeful that one day I might have a lunch break where I can read. And I just take it with me when we go out, just in case my little boy falls asleep in the car or something, and I read a few pages before he wakes up. Or if my husband's driving, I tend to read in the car, again, whilst fending off the noise of mum, mum, mum from the back seat. So it's a juggle. It is a juggle. But I think if you love something enough and you prioritise your time, so reading to me is more important than TV. So I will, apart from the programmes I've just mentioned, I will prioritise reading over that. And I'll just sneak in little bits here and there, wherever I can, really. The other thing is I have a major problem with social media. Often I'll get an alert come up on my phone for something, and I'll, instead of just looking at that alert and put my phone down again, I'll then waste half an hour sometimes scrolling through Twitter or Instagram, and then I get really annoyed with myself, think, why did I do that? Because I could have just been reading in that time, and I make myself annoyed. Oh, and obviously the time when I always read is when I go to bed. I can't go to sleep unless I've read before I go to sleep. So sometimes I tend to read until my eyes are drooping, and I start falling asleep, and then I can't remember what I read. So I'll always go up to bed, get ready for bed, get in bed, and then read a bit more. So that was how I sneak in time. Oh, and one other thing, I do listen to audiobooks. So I used to have quite a long commute to work. I used to have about a 45-minute, 50-minute drive to work. So I'd always listen to audiobooks then. Now I only have about a 10-minute commute to work, which is obviously brilliant because I've only, it's much nearer home. But on the other hand, it doesn't give me much time to listen to stuff. And I often tend to listen to podcasts while I'm driving, and I watch YouTube a lot around the house. So if I'm cleaning or cooking or washing up or getting ready in the bathroom or whatever, I'll always have my phone propped up near me watching a YouTube video of BookTube. So so that's how I sort of sneak in reading. I aim for a book a week. At the moment I'm reading Jane Eyre, and I am enjoying it, but it's proven a bit slow because it's you have to concentrate on it a lot because the writing's so good, and it's very long, so it is taking me quite a long time, but I aim usually for a book a week. So that was Mama and Reading. Let me know if you share my struggles with finding enough time for whatever reason and how you prioritise your reading. And I will be back with another video soon. Bye!